Hey everybody, Pete Blank here for this week's edition of Pete's Points. It's an old saying, a failure to plan on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. Well, I want to change that today to failure to plan on your part does not constitute cannibalism on my part. What are we talking about? Well, welcome to Donner Pass here in California as my smoking hot wife Sherry takes a video here of a memorial put in place for the Donner Party, the Donner family. Now here's the real quick story. Back in 1847, the great westward migration was happening. People were going over to California, and this group of about 82 people, a bunch of families led by the Donner Party, got together and said, we will travel westward ho. They had a couple problems. Number one, they left a little bit too late. They left 1 month behind everybody else, so they got a late start. Number two, because they got a late start, they were hoodwinked, if you will, by someone who said, hey, there's a shortcut to go on the bottom part of the Great Salt Lake, and don't take the regular path, take this shortcut. Well, they took this shortcut, but it ended up adding 150 extra miles to the trip because people didn't do it most of the time. It added an extra month to their journey, and by the time they got back to the trail that everybody else was on, they were all the way in front of them. Everybody else was gone. So they were really far behind now. A huge winter storm comes in around October, up to 22 feet, which is the height of this monument, snow up 22 feet. And therefore, to make a long story short, they had to resort to a little bit of cannibalism, eating some of their fellow family members who had passed along the way. And when all was said and done, less than half of them, about half, 42 out of like 82, survived the ordeal. Well, what in the world does this have to do with you as a leader? Well, two great points here. Number one, if you have a plan, stick to the plan. If your plan is to leave at a certain month to migrate, make sure you're doing that. Don't fall a month behind. So when you're building a process or doing project management, make sure you stick to the plan. Number two is be very wary of shortcuts. A lot of times at work, you may hear people say, hey, I found a loophole. Hey, I found a back door. Hey, I found something like the Donner family did, and it turns out that this is going to be worse. This back door, this loophole, this shortcut is not going to lead you to success. It's going to lead you to possible danger and even death, hopefully not in your organization. So keep those things in mind. If you have a plan, stick to the plan. Be wary of shortcuts. Those are the lessons from myself and the Donner family here at Donner Pass, California. We'll see you next time on Pete's Points.